Hi there and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Pundit says £27 million player is about to explode at Arsenal. Arsenal have made a number of very exciting signings this summer, but on Sunday, it was a January signing who made the difference at Goodison Park. Indeed, Leandro Trossard netted the winning goal against Everton on Sunday, and that was just a glimpse at what the Belgian is capable of this term. Speaking on the Highbury Squad YouTube channel, Kevin Campbell has been lavishing praise upon Trossard after his goal at the weekend, stating that he thinks that this will be Trossard's season to shine if he is given chances in the first team. Campbell gave his verdict on the attacker. He said, "I love Trossard. I think this is his season, to be honest with you. I know there has to be rotation. He is a different player to Martinelli. He is a scammer. He is so clever, a very good operator, and he can finish. The more we give him opportunities, I think this is going to be his season. If he can get a run in the team, he will score and assist a lot of goals for Arsenal. I believe in this guy. I really do." Campbell is absolutely right. This could be Trossard's time to shine at Arsenal. Of course, it all depends on how many opportunities the £27 million man gets in the starting 11. Chances will be hard to come by, with Gabriel Martinelli playing so well down the left flank, but after the Brazilian picked up a hamstring problem against Everton, perhaps Trossard is set for an extended run in the team where he can stake a claim for a place in this starting 11. Trossard is a massive talent, and he could be a real difference maker for Arsenal this season. Rio Ferdinand shares what no one is now saying about Arsenal star. Rio Ferdinand has lauded Declan Rice for the way he has settled into life at Arsenal, insisting that no one is now talking about the transfer fee which brought him to the Emirates in the summer. Ferdinand was speaking on his YouTube channel after the Gunners' hard-fought win over Everton at the weekend, which keeps Mikel Arteta's side within touching distance of the league leaders. Declan Rice was one of the big movers of one of the most dramatic transfer windows. Arsenal smashed their transfer record to bring the 24-year-old across the capital. For some, it would have been a gamble. Some players have certainly struggled to live up to expectations after moving for a massive fee, but Rice has been able to make a significant impact. The England international is already a key part of Mikel Arteta's system, and he enjoyed an amazing moment when he put Arsenal ahead in stoppage time against Manchester United before the international break. He produced another solid performance against Everton on Sunday as Leandro Trossard gave the Gunners a big 3 points, and Ferdinand has praised the way that Rice has already stopped people talking about his transfer fee just a handful of appearances into his Arsenal career. Ferdinand said, "There was a lot said about Declan Rice, by the way, and his transfer and the price of it at the beginning of the season. There is very much less said about it right now, which tells you that this guy is performing at a very good level, operating at a very high level. And I think that's the statement to him, because when you go for a big fee, that's all that's mentioned when it's not going well or when you're mediocre. But when you are playing well, people don't even mention it, so I am gauging his performances just off that alone." Rice does deserve really credit for how well he has adapted to life at Arsenal. He appears to have been at the base of their midfield for a lot longer than a few games. That vindicates Arteta for making Rice a top target for a number of months before his arrival, and ultimately, in today's world, his transfer appears to have been a good bit of business from the Gunners. Ian Wright blown away by a brilliant Arsenal man's passing versus Everton. Ian Wright has admitted that he was very impressed with goalkeeper David Raya's passing on his Arsenal debut on Sunday. When the 28-year-old was signed on loan from Brentford, it was only a matter of time until he was given his chance. Arteta has insisted that neither player is his permanent first choice, and while it's unlikely one goalkeeper can earn the shirt outright, the other could certainly throw it away. Ian Wright has suggested that Raya's passing for Arsenal was very good against Everton. It might not have been the biggest reason why he was in the side, but his distribution was nonetheless very impressive. Speaking about the Spanish international, Wright said, I think in Mikel Arteta's mind, it's fair game to have two goalkeepers of number one stature. If you look at the Everton game, it's the margins. If Arsenal are going to try and catch Manchester City, it's going to be the margins. And he believed that after watching last season's loss to Everton with set pieces, he needs a goalkeeper who's one of his main attributes, alongside his distribution, is his coming to collect the ball, which he did unbelievably. I believe what's going to happen with that is we are going to see how it goes. You are right, he has got a very calm nature, his distribution's brilliant. We saw it in a game that could have been really good against Arsenal with the set pieces, and he really dealt with that very well. I am all for it simply because of the level that you have to try and get to. Wright also highlighted that Arsenal's previous game against Everton might have influenced Arteta's decision to start Raya. All eyes will be on his team selection when the Gunners face PSV Eindhoven in the Champions League tomorrow. Wright has already suggested that he thinks Ramsdale will return between the sticks for their return to Europe's biggest competition. Magical Arsenal player could now be ruled out of the North London derby clash against Tottenham. There is a big chance Arsenal star Gabriel Martinelli will be ruled out of the Gunners' huge North London derby clash against Tottenham Hotspur this weekend due to an injury. The two fierce rivals have gotten off to a similar start to the campaign with respect to the points they have picked up. They have both won 4 and drawn 1, and one of them could lose their unbeaten status this Sunday. Martinelli, however, could miss that game. Gabriel Martinelli is almost a guaranteed starter for Arsenal this day. The Brazilian is one of the most electrifying attackers in the Premier League. He is extremely difficult to stop when he is in full flow, which makes him a huge asset for the Gunners. Martinelli started on the left flank against Everton on Sunday and looked really good. He scored a fantastic goal too, but that was controversially ruled out for offside. Right after that move, Martinelli appeared to have tweaked something in his hamstring. He went down soon after and had to be replaced. Football London claimed the 22-year-old is a doubt for Arsenal's Champions League game against PSV Eindhoven tomorrow, as well as the big North London derby clash against Tottenham this weekend. It has been reported that if the magical Brazilian has suffered a grade 1 hamstring injury, he will likely be out for a period of 2 weeks. But if the issue is more severe, there is a chance he could be sidelined for months. Arsenal are yet to officially confirm the true extent of Martinelli's injury. If Gabriel Martinelli is indeed ruled out of the game against Tottenham this weekend due to his injury, that would be a massive blow for Arsenal. The Brazilian has often stepped up in the big games for the Gunners. He thrives when there is space in front of him, and considering how Tottenham have played this season, the derby this weekend will likely be an open game. That would have been perfect for someone like Martinelli, but his availability is now in real doubt after what happened against Everton on Sunday. We are sure Arsenal fans are praying it's nothing serious and he will be back by this weekend. ESPN Pundit now says 22-year-old Arsenal player just hasn't been at his best this season. ESPN Pundit Craig Burley believes Arsenal star Bukayo Saka hasn't been at his best so far this season. Burley has been speaking to ESPN FC and says Arsenal are yet to hit top gear under Mikel Arteta during the current campaign. The Gunners remain unbeaten in the Premier League, having picked up 4 wins from their opening 5 games this season. Arsenal picked up a rare win at Goodison Park on Sunday, as Leandro Trossard's strike proved to be the difference between the sides. Yet, Burley has claimed that Arsenal are yet to find their rhythm this season and that Bukayo Saka hasn't been at his best. Speaking on ESPN, Burley discussed Arsenal's start to the new campaign and believes they looked more fluent at this stage last season. He said, Arsenal are not at their best. Saka is not at his best at the moment. Nketiah does some good stuff, but the end product is not there. I suppose Declan Rice has been rock solid, and there is no great surprise in there. But no, Arsenal have not been as fluent as they were last year, and they just have to get some results until they can get in their rhythm. And I think that was the important thing for them at the weekend, and they did that. Saka is yet to discover his top form this season after playing a key role for the Gunners last time out, but the 22-year-old is still providing in the big moments for Arsenal as he is already netted twice and provided 2 assists in the Premier League. The Englishman also set up Trossard for Arsenal's winner at Everton on Sunday. Saka has been a standout performer under Mikel Arteta over the past couple of years, and it's a positive sign that Arsenal are picking up results while their star players are below their best form. Bayern München now monitoring phenomenal £60 million Arsenal player ahead of next summer. Bayern München are one of the clubs monitoring Aon Ramsdale, with doubts now emerging over his long-term future at Arsenal. That's according to a report from the Daily Mail, which notes that Chelsea are also keeping an eye on the England international situation at the Emirates. There has reportedly been a degree of shock behind the scenes at Arsenal after Mikel Arteta decided to drop Aon Ramsdale for the Gunners' first game back after the international break. The Daily Mail had previously reported that David Raya would replace Ramsdale after the break, but some may have expected the change to come a little later when Arsenal began their Champions League or Carabao Cup campaigns. Instead, Ramsdale found himself on the bench against Everton on Sunday, and with David Raya keeping a clean sheet against the Toffees, it seems that speculation over Ramsdale's future is already starting. According to the Daily Mail, both Chelsea and Bayern München want Ramsdale, and while a move in January looks to be out of the question, the report suggests that Arsenal will have a decision to make if a club offers at least £60 million next summer. Clearly, Arteta was not entirely happy with his goalkeeping options, otherwise, he would not have pushed for a deal for Raya in the summer, and the loan move with an option to buy shows that he sees the Spaniard having a long term future in North London. It's a real gamble. Ramsdale has been a phenomenal performer for Arsenal since his arrival, and the decision to bring such a strong rival and could really damage how he views his position at the Emirates if he remains out of the fold and Bayern or Chelsea offer him a fresh challenge in the summer. Perhaps he may feel that he would be naive not to consider it. Rio Ferdinand thinks Arsenal man has now taken a massive risk after the weekend. Rio Ferdinand has suggested that Mikel Arteta has taken a risk by dropping Aon Ramsdale and bringing in David Raya, insisting that it's not yet clear whether the Arsenal man will be able to handle the decision in the right way. Ferdinand was speaking on his YouTube channel after the Gunners' 1-0 win over Everton, which provided a number of noteworthy incidents. Mikel Arteta made a big call by deciding to leave Aon Ramsdale out of the starting lineup. Instead, David Raya was handed his debut for the Gunners following his summer loan switch. Raya kept a clean sheet, but it appears that Arteta does not see Arsenal as having a number one goalkeeper. In fact, he suggested after the win that he could even substitute his goalkeepers during games via the Times. It appears that Arteta is preparing to use his goalkeepers like no one else probably has in a Premier League history. Certainly, it's unorthodox to be so open about rotating two goalkeepers and being prepared to potentially do it so regularly. It's a big shift from what Ramsdale will have been used to. The Englishman has spent the majority of his time at Arsenal as the number one, and with that, Ferdinand believes that Arteta has taken a big gamble. He said, Aon Ramsdale has been your number one goalkeeper. Everyone has been singing his praises. There has been a clamor of people saying he should be the England goalkeeper, number one. And then he starts the season, had his best season in his career, bearing in mind before that he'd been relegated a couple of times. He's had a fantastic season, newfound confidence, newfound image, reputation, and then the manager goes and says, no, you are not my outright number one. That's what he's been brought up on, being the outright number one. That's the culture. No, 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 you are going to fight it out with someone. And actually, he may come into the game now, and actually, a certain game he is going to play, and you are not going to play. What does that do to his confidence? Not saying there is anything wrong with it, but it's a big shift in culture. Mikel Arteta's taken a risk in that. Can this goalkeeping deal with that? That's the big question that has to be asked, and the season will tell us. As we wrap up today's Arsenal news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.